It says you are live. Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to BioBridge, where we connect Japan to the US or rest of the world, or maybe even outer space. I don't know. Today, we have another very special guest, possibly from outer space. Don, Don Zinn is so well known in the industry that I wouldn't be surprised that he's known by some outer space people,
I
right?
actually know a few astronauts.
Here you go. There you go. And Ibrahim, how you doing?
I'm
Not
doing
seeing
well,
you
doing
for a
well.
week.
Welcome, Don. It's good to have you on.
Thanks for having me, guys. I appreciate it.
Fantastic. So that Don and I met. We it feels like forever. We're just talking about this behind the scenes. It felt like 3, 4, 5, 6 years. We've done quite a lot of things together, considering we live like thousands of miles apart. But only 2 years, almost 2 years. I would say, like literally in the next few weeks, it will be 2 years. So Don's helped me a lot in my beginnings of Tetsu Consulting, and I thought it would be great to bring him on because he also has a lot of experience with Japan. So I mean, everywhere in the world. I mean, we'll talk about his company. You know, it's an international company, and his time in Japan and the stuff that we do together. We've got lots of ground to cover, even though we try to make it short and sweet. But I don't think it's going to be that way today. So Don, let's start. Let's start with who you are, what kind of career you had, and we'll slowly ease ourselves into Japan.
Sure. So I started my career, sometime just after Columbus discovered America, and and about 13 companies later, a couple of IPOs, a couple of crash and burns, and lots of experience. I currently head up global business development for Crossject, publicly traded French pharmaceutical company. Of course, you could tell from my accent, I work for a French company, and and we have developed the Zenio needle-free auto-injector as the first auto-injector to deliver an intramuscular injection in 1/10 of a second without a needle, even through clothing. And where this is important, of course, I'm traveling right now, and my travel kit with my device is, but maybe you could throw a picture of it up or something on there.
Go find it.
Yeah, it is a small device, much shorter than, say, an EpiPen. More reliable. So the FDA has new reliability standards of 99.999. We meet that standard. In our human factor studies, we are always in the upper 90th percentile of ease of use with naive users. And this success rate is what's going to propel us to the use in epilepsy, where even the child of an epileptic will be able to inject this device into a parent during an active seizure, which is just unheard of. Currently, midazolam has to be given by a medical professional in an intramuscular injection in the thigh or wherever it is, and it is very difficult injection. Many times the needle breaks off because the patient is convulsing. But yeah, that's me in a nutshell. Been doing this for quite a while.
It's a very interesting model, I think.
Other than epilepsy right now.
Yeah, so we have a second product coming out, a hydrocortisone of our own formulation. It is a stable liquid hydrocortisone to be utilized in our device for adrenal crisis. That product in the US has been licensed to Eaton Pharmaceuticals, so we're really excited about that partnership. And then our third product is our own formulation of epinephrine, which will likely have a longer shelf life than the current standards. And we've removed the sulfites, which themselves are an allergen. So we're really excited about all three programs. And matter of fact, we're so excited about all those programs that we're looking for additional programs that can utilize the benefits of the Zenio auto-injector. So for those out there looking to license their products, if it's an injectable, if it's intramuscular, talk to me. You can find me on LinkedIn or at any one of the major conferences.
Wow, that's very interesting. One question is, so it comes as a package with obviously the drug. So your technically it's not just the Crossject needleless system itself. It's actually the drug as well that you're formulating.
Exactly. So our lead drug, midazolam, has been off patent for eons and is the standard for epilepsy. And we went with that as our lead. In addition to that, epilepsy is a huge untapped market, and there is no way for a patient to receive an intramuscular injection of midazolam without receiving it from a medical professional. So when this product hits the market, we expect a huge uptake.
What's that looking like going on the market?
Yeah, exactly. We have completed pretty much everything we need for our emergency use authorization, which will be the submission between BARDA and the FDA. And then we are continuing to work forward in getting our full marketing authorization ready for the FDA, and that'll be our own submission.
That's great.
Wow, very exciting.
So the model is you in-license something. But if I'm out there looking at an ejector like this, I'm thinking like crisis emergency use. Like, so now you have like an epileptic attack or asthma. I don't know. You know, I'm just thinking. What else? I know you talked about needle phobia. Tell us a little bit about needle phobia and the type of market you're looking at there.
You know, one of the most interesting reports that came out last year was at the end of 24, Novo Nordisk mentioned that 35% of the GLP-1 scripts for the injected for weight loss were not filled. Two reasons. One, the drug is expensive, but the other reason was needle phobia. And if you look at that market, Lilly and Novo have the vast majority, and everyone else is fighting out for single percentage points. But there is a gap. There is a 15% market share that is the needle phobic that no one is touching. If a GLP-1, or even I'm looking more for second, third generation, was to be utilized in our device, they could possibly come in and be number 3 very quickly. So that's an interesting opportunity there. Now, if that needle phobia continues from indication and indication, we do find that the needle phobic population in non-life threatening indications is tremendous. It is in the double-digit range, somewhere between 10 and 20% for each indication. And, you know, just having a needle-free auto-injector could allow a company to grab up just that much more of the market share.
Wow. So since we're talking technical right now, is it intramuscular? Does it work subcutaneously as well? Like,
great question.
Adjustments?
Yeah. So the device itself has 3 ports. So there is no needle. These are ports that allow the drug to maintain a thin stream. In the case of a subcutaneous, it's a 0.3 millimeter stream, which is equivalent to a 30 gauge needle. And in the case of our intramuscular, to 27 gauge needle equivalency of a 0.4 millimeter stream. The injection always takes less than 1/10 of a second, so it's over before you know it. And in most cases, these drugs that we're utilizing are acidic in nature, so the drug itself will hurt. There's no way of getting around that. But the injector won't be associated with the pain because the injection was done. It's done. Ow. Now I feel pain. The injector's out of sight, out of mind. Next question.
Wow. What about vaccines?
Right. So again, we are a premium auto injector.
Yeah.
And vaccines are very low cost drugs. I mean, there are a few
Right.
of the higher ones, such as the what's the cancer vaccine for?
HPV, Gardasil.
Yeah, HPV, exactly. Gardasil. A higher value product like that could utilize our device, but we're in that range where, you know, there are better opportunities for needle-free options, such as some of the more valuable biologics and biosimilars. I mean, there we've got companies duking it out for, you know, 7 or 8 different companies duking it out with these biosimilars for high dollar products in the thousands, tens of thousands per dose, where you could come in with a needle-free device and take a much larger share. And that's our other business opportunity, is we partner with pharmaceutical companies to give them a better life cycle management.
Wow.
All right.
I know it's like
Technical.
more technical. This is very interesting to me.
But we're going to have to come back to the technical.
Sorry, you both jumped over each other.
Yeah, eventually we're going to talk about why Japan, you know, why you're so into the Japanese companies. There must be something strategic in there. But before that, I want to know, when was the first time you went to Japan? How, you know, what's your impression? And over the years, why are you going back? How much Japanese you speak?
Yeah, love the Japanese people. Matter of fact, so my father was a patent attorney, and he had some very large. He was a mechanical engineer, patent attorney. Had some very large Japanese clients, Mitsubishi. And I was introduced to the Japanese culture from my dad bringing his Japanese clients to America first. And they would come and stay at our home for a week at a time. Just amazing, interesting, unique, quiet, cultured people. And just, I just remember them being so clean and neat. And my whole life, I always wanted to go to Japan. And I never got the opportunity until I got into the industry. And, you know, once you enter the pharmaceutical industry, you know, it's a global environment. You meet tons of Japanese, you know, for your first weeks in the industry. And it wasn't until 20 years after I started the industry, I finally got to go to Japan. And I would recommend it to anyone. It is the safest, most interesting, beautiful country. And the people are so kind, even though it's a crowded, mostly crowded, you know, especially from, you know, from Tokyo south, it gets very crowded along the seaboard, but it doesn't feel crowded.
Yeah. But this, you said 20 years into the career, but it wasn't 2 years ago, right?
No. It's let's see, 20 years and that was 8 years ago.
8 years ago was your first time that you went to Japan?
It was my first time to Japan. I went Japan, Singapore, China, you know, just a long visit with an oncology company. And I loved it. And the nice thing is in all 3 of those countries, I got to go to the cleanest, nicest parts. I mean, Singapore is amazingly clean, but Japan the same way. I found the 2 of them to be the same. And then I was in Suzhou, China, which is just beautiful. And then along the Bund in Shanghai. So just lovely people, lovely countries. Love going to Asia.
So from a professional perspective, it's really about 8 years ago that you've got more interaction with Japan. Before that,
all my interactions in the industry were Japanese coming to the bio convention, coming to JP Morgan, and me meeting with them there. I mean, I'm about to attend my 27th JP Morgan. So yeah, I've been meeting Japanese there for 27, 28 years. And, you know, it's interesting when you do business with the Japanese, there is a culture of becoming an interested party. You can't just meet them every year at JP Morgan because the conversation ends and then it picks up again a year later, or maybe at Bio, and it just doesn't feel like there's a solid connection. The first time you come to Japan, they treat you so well. They recognize that you've taken that extra step to truly become involved. And involvement in with the Japanese pharmaceutical companies in their homeland is amazing. They want to show you around. They want to share, and they truly become a potential partner at that point. I don't think I've ever, besides closing one deal with a Japanese company prior to that, and which took forever. I find that going to Japan is a little bit quicker, and better understanding. Face to face is always better.
Absolutely, and the Asian culture in general, but I think especially Japan, they really want that face to face if they want to go to the next step. Uh, so it's that line you got to cross and to get to the next level. So that's why I was a little surprised that it was only 8 years ago that you've
Yeah.
gone there, but now you're going every year.
At
Eventually, it's going to
least
be like
once a
twice a year.
year. Next year, it may be twice. I'm hopeful to attend 2 different conferences in Japan, as well as probably BioChina and BioKorea.
Hmm. Might as well. The whole region is,
Booming.
it's accelerating, right? And so let's dig in a little bit more about your relationship with Japanese companies. You said they're very inviting, very polite, etc. Including some negative aspects also, some slow. That's one thing that comes quite often. What's the insider scoop here, right, in
Yeah,
managing
I
relationships with Japanese
wouldn't
companies?
call it slow. I would call it more exacting, or there is a methodology. The Japanese will truly, long before a CDA, let you know if they're interested or if they're not. Unlike a lot of companies that will, tag you along to see if maybe we're interested, maybe we're not. The Japanese are very good about saying, hey, at this time, we're not interested. We're not going anywhere with it. But what they're very good at is asking the right questions to determine their interest, and then bringing in that next level of person or someone from a different part of the organization that can answer the question. Do I need to talk to people? Do I need to talk to the IP attorneys? Do I need to talk to regulatory? And they'll bring those people in. And then when this level is convinced that there's an interest, then boom, a CDA is set up. And then after that, you meet all of their bosses. And all of their bosses go through everything. And it is there are gatekeepers in the Japanese
Yes.
world, and they are very good at their jobs. And if you keep passing those gates, you are going to do very well. If you can get through 2 gates after a CDA, you're probably on your way to a deal.
Hmm. Yeah, that's what I tell people. I mean, it takes some time to get to the CDA, but
It does. Exactly.
the CDA is a signal for a good commitment. Of course, it's
It
not the
is.
end of it, but it definitely signals tremendous good faith, right?
Exactly. So, having attended the Bio International Convention for decades now, and meeting Japanese there, I've never had the Japanese say, "Let's move to a CDA" during Bio. But during BioJapan, the last 3 years, it's happened to me more than a dozen times.
Well, that's good.
Yeah,
That's good to know.
four or so times every conference. But if you're going to go that far, perhaps it's me doing a better job at picking the right companies, and or just having that proper initial conversation that, here's what we have, what do you have, how do they fit, and then having a wonderful conversation afterwards.
So let's go there. How do you find your target customers or potential partners? Uh, you don't speak Japanese, as far as I know.
I don't. I have to live with my databases. So I've always had a proper database set up with who I know in the Japanese industry, and then having a system like Clarivate or AlphaSense or Global Data, which allows me to do a little detailed research into what their history is in investment or what their history is in clinical, what products they've taken for, what areas they're interested in. And it's not only just knowing that they're into CNS, are they then into epilepsy? Getting down to the nitty gritty. If somebody's into CNS, don't expect your CNS product to be accepted by them. Make sure that it is pinpoint accuracy.
But you would do that for any company, outside of Japan also, right?
It's funny. Japan, because of this tiered system, when it gets down to business development manager, he's got to focus. He's been told by the boss, get this. And
yes.
Where in the US, it's a little broader. It's a little, we're into CNS, but maybe we'll go towards your drug.
So more opportunistic.
But I know, the guy next door, and I'll connect you to him. But in Japan, it's, no, I don't do this. Come back again.
More targeted in Japan.
Another nice thing is once you've been in the industry for a few decades, you've got friends, and we all talk. I mean, we meet at these virtual meetings all the time. We meet at the regular meetings, and you hear things, and somebody will say, "Oh, this company's looking for a new oncology asset, specifically in colorectal cancer. Oh, I just heard Fred is developing a new one over here," and putting those together, sharing, working in favors, as I was talking about before. It works well. People remember what everyone says, what they're interested in, what the specifics are. And when you get to these conferences, sharing that information with your friends who have those items, what comes around goes around.
But Don, you have that personality that goes with it, and then people remember Don. Like, there are people who I think more difficult to remember. Let's just say. That's your BD charm, or I don't know. There's just that something where you go, wow, it's done.
There are very few former scientists who flip to the BD side of things, and I find those make the best BD people. They make the best CEOs. You've got to have been on both sides of it to really know how to do it. It's one thing to say, "Oh, I've got this incredible product and I can sell it." Sure, I can sell pretty well, but I know the science behind it. I know its capabilities. I understand how it applies to the pharmaceutical industry. So there's being able to sell, but there's being able to understand the science behind what you're selling.
That credibility factor, I think it's very important in our industry compared to many other industries. That totally agree.
Very much so. But the nice thing about our industry is it has cycles and these waves where the cream rises to the top and everything else falls off, and the cream stays there.
Sure, not the cream, just follow Don and learn everything he does. That's what I'm doing.
So if it works, right?
BioJapan a few years, lots of clients. You meet the same Japanese clients, at BioJapan, and then next month it's JP Morgan. So you see the same companies over and over, or you build just continuously, widen your reach.
A little of both. You always, at this point in my career, I have a contact at, let's say, almost every pharmaceutical company in the world of reasonable size. And I matter of fact, one of the biggest, I just got an email back from that I had sent an email. I said, hey, should we get together? I've got some new updates. Do you have any new updates? And she said, actually, I don't have any new updates, Don, but I'd love to hear what you have. Let's meet at JP Morgan. So that's kind of the way it goes. Just because somebody says no then doesn't mean it's no now. If they say no to one project, we've got lots of projects going. We've got lots of ideas on new projects. There is always something new that somebody needs to learn about. We're constantly doing the science. We're constantly moving towards marketing authorization. So I always have new information for those clients or those potential clients. And the ones that have said no in the past, maybe they said no because we weren't quite ready for a marketing authorization. Well, now we are. So, hey, guess what? I'm going to give them an update.
Mm-hmm. That's what I tell my friends too. It's like, if you're going to call them up, the best thing is think of something you can offer to them, an update or something, not just, hey, how's it going? Can I know about my case? It's just, so, but with your kind of reach, it's just so many of them. It is a whole week at JP Morgan, but still it fills up very quickly, especially when you got to go from venue to venue.
And with all the co-located events and the pre-events, I mean, there's a neurology conference on Sunday. There is a conference, co-located conference for Japan, for Korea, 3 for China, 2 specifically for Asia. And then you've got the big 3 after JP Morgan. You've got RESI, you've got Biotech Showcase. Oh boy. I mean, there's just, I think it's 25 different co-located events this year. Go to them, enjoy them, find the one that's specific to your interest.
Mm-hmm. Well, you've been there for 20 odd years. If it weren't for you, I wouldn't have gone to the last one this January.
Yeah, but you got a lot out of it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that's why I'm going again.
Yeah,
of course. It's fun.
It's funny. People go, "Oh, I want to go to the JP Morgan Healthcare Conference." That's great. JP Morgan is all about big pharma, large companies giving their financials for the year. Here's what we're doing. Here's where we're going. And that's 8,000 to 10,000 people. But the co-located events are another, I have to guess 20, 25,000 more people. And
I think it's 40,000 total.
Yeah, 40,000.
40,000 people is going to rush into downtown San Francisco for a few days.
Yeah, I mean,
but the afternoon of Thursday, it's like a ghost town.
Actually, there is a co-located event on Thursday now. It's a Thursday morning breakfast meeting, and I forget who's doing it, but I got invited to go. I might even be a panelist. We'll see.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, once you've been going for a while, you got to catch my flight. Sorry.
No, I'm saying that Thursdays, like, can we meet on Thursdays? Like, no, I got to catch my flight back home.
Yeah, I usually fly out around 7 p.m. on Thursday. And actually, it's funny. Every year, I meet somebody at the airport as they're flying out. I always have a good quality meeting, at least one at the airport. Yeah. Hey, meet me at the United Club.
At least it's not on the same flight to Tokyo. Not going to meet them. So JP Morgan, is your schedule all filled up? You meeting any Japanese clients or potential clients?
I am meeting Japanese clients. I'm meeting clients from all over Asia. I'm meeting clients from all over Europe. I'm meeting new people. I'm meeting people I've been talking to for years. I'm getting updates from companies I'm interested in licensing from. I'm giving updates to companies that are interested in licensing our products from all over the world. I still have a few slots open, and I never run out of slots, because one of the key things I learned a long time ago was make sure you sign up for every reception, every breakfast discussion, and every co-located event. Because even though you intend on, I'm going to listen to a couple of the Chinese lectures, I might even be on a panel for another group, and then a panel for yet another group. But the time to walk to those events, the time to prepare for those events, and the time just after that is open in my calendar. So I will tell somebody, okay, meet me at my hotel at this time. You'll walk with me to here, and then we will have 18 minutes to discuss your project. And that is, I mean, on the street is where half my meetings are done. Yeah. And then, you know,
do you have
that's
like
why
a,
go ahead.
do you have a home base?
Yes.
Like
So
one
I am a
main
member
event.
of the Marines. I am a member of the Marines Memorial Club.
Oh,
As a
really?
former
Okay.
military veteran, I'm an Army veteran. I get to join the Marines
Makes sense.
Memorial Club. Gives me a discounted hotel room during JP Morgan, and gives me 4 additional rooms at discounted rates. And every year I get 5 rooms, and I put in my my coworkers. It is absolutely the best bang for the buck. If you have a company and there's an American military veteran in your company, have them join the Marines Memorial Club and book yourself some rooms. The rooms are big enough to have 6-person meetings. So I will have meetings there. And then it is only 2 blocks uphill from Union Square. So I am centrally located. I can easily get to meetings. And then also make sure you've got a Lime app because getting to the conferences on the Lime scooters is key, especially going uphill.
wow.
But they have that?
I get on those things all the time. I do it.
Okay.
I do it at JP Morgan. I do it at Bio. I do it at Bio Europe. I did it at CPHI Europe. Oh my God, Frankfurt! There were 80,000 people this year. You know,
How do you have
like,
your
you're not gonna get on a
18-minute?
train.
Do you
but I
have
can
your
hop on a scooter.
conference? Do you have your walking meeting on the Lime then?
That's a good one. No, usually those are for the uphill. It's
right.
funny at JP Morgan, you know, some of the meetings are all the way up at the top of the hill, up top of California Street. I think it's the Ritz is up there. You get a meeting at the Ritz, it can be a 15-minute walk. You know what? In one of the scooters, you're up there in 3 minutes.
Smart.
That's a good call. Because I'm going to be with Bopen, and then they're at the Golden Gate Yacht Club, which is like a
I mean, it's so far away.
ride.
But if you get on one of those scooters,
Yeah.
yeah, I wish Bullpen is a great group. I wish they would move closer to downtown.
But they're having that thing, the ABD Capital Connect at the memorial where you're going to be.
Not only have that, they have the Free Mind for startups. That is great, and the neurology conference I was mentioning is at the Marines Memorial. Not only that, about 20 different large VC and investment banks base out of the Marines Memorial. You walk into the Marines Memorial lobby, you'll see the list of all the different companies, and you'll see our logo there as well. As a member, I can put a logo in the lobby.
Quite interesting.
Yeah.
So, how was your year? And let's sort of move into wrapping this thing up. But also, I want to know about 2026. What's happening, especially with respect to Japan. If you know, there's things that you can disclose.
Exactly. So,
How was
as
it?
you were mentioning, that the Japanese are a little slow and moving, but one of the things that will move the Japanese very quickly is an impending marketing authorization anywhere else in the world. So next year is our year. We are hopeful to have at least 1, if not 2, marketing authorizations, and if not 2, maybe 3 applied for next year. So we're looking for an emergency use authorization in the U.S., a full FDA marketing authorization as well as a European. If we get that next year, I'm going to be so busy because, you know, it's that last value inflection point that if you run your business by RMPV, it takes away a lot of the risk, and suddenly both sides of the deal like what's happening. You know, the company out licensing has better value, and the licensee has a lower risk. And the Japanese are certainly risk averse. I'm hopeful that I'll have these things in hand to take to BioJapan next year. The World Allergy Organization annual meeting will be in Japan as well, either the week before or the week after BioJapan. So I'm really excited to be in Japan for more than 2 weeks. And love visiting. Oh, and for those people listening who haven't, Time Shifter is an app you can get on your phone that will tell you how to avoid jet lag. I haven't had jet lag in 2.5 years. It works like a champ, especially for long haul travel. It's amazing.
How does that work again? It's like it shifts slowly every day.
Yeah,
like
so the week before and the week after, it shifts your Zeitgeber, your time shifter, to the new time zone you're going to, but progression so that when you land, you are on Japanese time. And when you come back, you're back on U.S. time or wherever you're coming back to.
I'm sure that works because this year when I came back from Japan, I actually went to Montreal, left my father on the shuttle to go home, and I took the next flight to Europe, to Denmark. So it was kind of rather than a 13-hour difference, it now became 6 or 7. So it kind of cushioned my return to Montreal because I went there for about 4 days, 5 days, and then came back to Montreal. And I had very little the jet lag this time, and I usually get hit pretty hard when I come back.
Yeah, so I went to BioJapan, came back. I was in the United States for 5 days before I went to Europe for PDA, CPHI, and BioEurope, and no jet lag. It was amazing. I was like,
no melatonin, just
no. It actually tells you when to take melatonin. It tells you when to sleep. It tells you when to drink coffee, when not to drink coffee, when to look into bright light. So yeah, unfortunately, sometimes you are the guy on the airplane with the shade open because your Zeitgeber is telling you to be on it. And if everybody utilized it, everybody's shade would be open.
That's true.
Wow. Wow. So
very interesting.
So a whole year, that big thing in Japan, you go to France every other month or something, or every month?
About 4 times a year.
4 times a year.
But that's just to the office in Dijon, France. But I go to BioEurope. I go to CPHI. 3 different events in Europe and Asia. So. And I may even throw in a MENA event this year. So I'm constantly on the road. I'm at least one big meeting.
Middle East, North Africa.
There you go. Thank you very much.
Okay. Wow. I got 4 kids.
No.
I can't travel quite as much.
But you live with a whole family that could take care of that for you.
Although you were gone for like 2 months, weren't you, Tetsu?
Yeah, almost. 6 months. 6 weeks.
Yeah, and then you told me your kids didn't recognize you when you got home, so you had to take them to the amusement park to like reacquaint them with you.
Yeah. But I mean, I think I can travel a little more frequently, but less at a time. Maybe a week or 2 every time, and maybe 5 trips, something like that.
I do have a Japan-related question for you, Don.
Sure.
Any faux pas or anything you've done that you recommend someone not to do?
Yes, I speak to someone who's been there before. I'm lucky enough to have good friends who have told me, like Tim, who you guys had on recently.
Yep.
Tim has been very good at letting me know what I can and cannot do. My father taught me arigato Tsurumoto-san was, when you just saying hello and always bowing. And then if someone is of higher stature than you bow deeper than they do and longer. It is a society that has its rules, but once you break the shell of those rules, they are just the most polite, wonderful people. I mean, I now have some great friends in Japan.
Good. So talk
Indeed.
to people. Talk to
Talk
people
to
that
people
know.
who've been there. Yes.
Yeah.
Talk to Tetsu. Talk to somebody
That's
who's lived
true.
there. Ibrahim, I'm sure you obviously living there learned
Yeah.
all of these things, and it is very interesting. I've been involved in companies that on the backside of your card had your car written in Japanese.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Even the smallest effort of just, knowing how to receive a business card or give one.
Exactly. It's a
Even
very
that
formal.
small gesture could do like wonders to just lowering the amount of, I guess, caution that a company might have. Yeah. So very good.
Exactly. Treat
that
their
feeling
card
of,
as if you're treating them.
Yeah.
Yes.
yes, that a feeling of inside person versus an outside person. You can easily, break that barrier once you do a few of these traditional, acts, I guess. Because like Ibrahim grew up in Japan, and I also grew up in this, culture. You kind of take it for granted. But when you come in for the first time, I can imagine, yeah, that's not normal, like in North America. Just don't think about it. We just know. We just know, but we feel it. It's like it's in the gut. We know we cannot speak this way to somebody who's of a higher stature or somebody for the first time, or you know, I don't know. It's not like we can learn it by with books or anything, but we just kind of know, right?
Yeah.
And it's very important to the Japanese to respect them for success. So if you've met a client or if you've met someone, over 3 or 4 years and suddenly they go from manager to director, that's a big deal. Recognize that when you read their card, receive their card,
Yeah.
read it and go, oh, I see you got a promotion. That is very important. It just cracks the ice because those meetings can be very tense when they start.
That's true.
You're really hitting it, right on the head. Like, it's so easy to just take it. Oh, okay, yeah, and put it away. No, you have to look at the person's, company, the department, and role, all of that. Take the time to take it in, and 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 if you're sitting in a meeting room with 10 on one side and you're like 4 or 5 on your side, you want to line up the business cards in order, know who is who, don't lose track. All those
Yeah.
things, it's so easy to just like, oh, okay, hey, hello, yeah, it's super informal. You put it away, you forget. Oh, yeah, what was your name again? Oh, never,
Oh yeah, never
never.
put the card away until after the meeting.
Yeah. No, don't bend it or fold it either.
Oh, never. Don't write on it. Oh,
That's right. Yeah, these are all things that signal culture, cultural ways of being that signals how open you are to your counterpart, how much effort you're putting into this case that you have in front of you. So, all right. Any other topics that you'd like to talk about? But don't open a huge can of worms. But any other Japan related topics, Ibrahim?
No, I think we've covered that. I wanted to know more like of a faux pas, like something you've done.
Yes, I'm
Just
not mind that you stepped on.
yeah.
No,
In a previous meeting, I'll warm you up a little bit. In a previous meeting, I shared that I was visiting with my daughter. My daughter didn't know how to use the washlet or the bidet. So I was helping her, and she shifted a little bit, and I had a face wash situation. So A very unpleasant memory of mine for me, but a good memory for her that she did that to me. So
Yeah.
something similar.
Heated toilet seats. I love it.
Yeah.
All right, let's end with Don's favorite Japanese food.
Oh,
What's the
yeah.
thing you go back for?
You know, sushi. The fish is so fresh. I'm
Mm.
so happy to go to Yokohama and get fresh fish all the time.
Is there one specific restaurant?
No,
There,
you know, if they're serving escalar, I'm a huge fan, and I really judge restaurants by I trust my Japanese friends to send me in the right direction.
there you go.
It's funny. It can be a dive underground. It could be a 5-star restaurant on top of a hotel. They know these places. They know where to go, and it's you never know where you're going to go, who you're going to be seated next to, and what's going to happen, and what's going to be placed in front of you. Just try everything.
And I'm sure you've learned the word communication. Have you heard of that?
No, say it again.
Communication. Oh, use it next time when you go to Japan. Communication. Nomu is the verb to drink. So they've combined it with communication, as in let's go for a beer and talk business. That's called communication.
Communication.
Nomu is in Japanese. So I'm sure you've done a lot of it without knowing that that's what you were doing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Never had a bad time there.
Yeah. Good.
Even in the rain.
All right. Next time you gotta go around end of March, early April to see the sakura season, and it's a brand new fiscal year in Japan, April 1st. So it's a different hopeful time of the year, and good symbolism for new business.
Terrific.
All right, guys.
Well, Tetsu, thank you for having me, Ibrahim. Very great meeting you. I look forward to talking to you more. Tetsu, I look forward to seeing you at Morgan. Ibrahim, I don't know if you're going to be there or not, but let's connect if you are.
Yep.
And thank
Absolutely.
you.
Thank you for being on our weekly or
my pleasure.
not so weekly live stream. Thanks.
Thank you for sharing your experience, and let's keep it going. We'll keep in touch. Build a little meeting from now to JP Morgan. All right, take care, Tom. Thanks so much.
Bye.
Yeah.